and welcome back. Let's get straight to it. Right, so surprising how many times I start the session with those very words. Right, it is definitely a little bit too... I'm sure I've done this, but let me just remind myself. Yeah, rubbish. I remember only too well. Right, let's get the worker going on this field. And we are going to get cracking with cultivating and working on this field. Definitely. Let's set courseplay going. Actually, yeah, we are going the wrong way this time, aren't we? We're actually facing the way that courseplay seems to... And I saw the setting in editing. I did. Alright, so we need to create a job. Field is that field there. Target position is right where you are. We shall see what the 11.2 feet. That is probably very right. No, we don't want any extra margin. That's definitely good. And what row? No, it's not that. It's counterclockwise. We'll leave it on that. I'm happy with that. I think actually again that's for this spot on. Oh, let me just check. Courseplay is going to self-unload. Yeah, it is. It's remembering now. Because it's the same harvester. Okay. Right. Let's grab the tractor. I'm not sure. We may need to... I think, to be honest, I don't think this is going to be big enough. I think what we ought to do is expand this to the maximum size. I know we can't do the cover, but we could go and take it to the railroad silo. That would work. Wow, yeah, we do need some lights if I'm honest. No, indicator. Got some fantastic lights on this. Should the gear change being so awful at the minute. It's a toolbox. I was going to not run across the field, it's grass. I am allowed to run across that. That's the exception to the rule about not running across. I'd forgotten. Right, let's get that done. Customize. 27. That should, I think, cover us for all of the corn now, I would say. Now then, can I safely go past that without doing some damage? One thing I will say about this, I do love this extra farm, but it's a bit tight. That those sheds are a bit tight, as we found out in the episode where I got stuck. And even the entrance is a little bit tight. We'll leave this on the edge, but let's try and find a place where he's done two. Not sure if he'll have... Oh, he's just coming round again. Yeah. Let's just wait a couple of minutes for him to get to that place. So I can't come this way. But yeah, I'm on the side though. We should get past. Soon. It's just, yeah, smashing now. It's widening out. Fantastic. We'll leave it there then. It should be going his way. No, I'm not too keen on the in-cab with that, if I'm honest. Right, let's grab the... Let's make sure we don't get run over. This is, yeah, that still needs growing. It's still not good enough by tomorrow morning. Right. Smash it. Let's grab the cultivator. Ooh, or do we... do you mulch first? That is an interesting question. I've never done mulching before. So we need to reconfigure the back wing. Now that I'm thinking about this, actually, the Fendt is best to have the cultivator, and we're best to grab the John Deere because it can cope with the back wing. So let's grab that. Right, let's reconfigure this for us doing nothing. Oh. Okay. So if we can avoid whacking the post and just whack the other tractor instead. Now then, let's not ignore the fact that that is absolutely ditched. Looks like I'm neglecting my equipment, and I don't want that to be the impression that we give. John Deere itself is not too bad. It's just this beast. The other John Deere, the HX20 John Deere, still got a little bit of wood hanging on. Right, that looks more like a caravan. Now then, let's change the configuration. Yeah, I'm liking the damage a lot more. This is more like I remember it in FS19, where things are... Right, so we want... Yes, we do want the mulch, actually, and we thank you very much that it costs us nothing to buy said mulcher. This is a fantastic bit of kit, this is. Even if you don't need the mower, it's a fantastic price for a mulcher. And for a mulcher, it's actually not a bad size. Right, let's grab our field. Let's get mulching. And then we will follow manually with the... Why it's not taking it long to do that field. Let's do this little bottom end ourselves, and then oh no, because the worker's not going to like that. Okay, let's course play, great job, course play. Yes, got the right field. Generator. Yeah, that looks about right actually. No field margin. Generate. Go. As simple as. And then we want... No, why? Oh, of course you can't see that because... Right, let's go and do that ourselves. We're quite clean. We'll do that this whenever everybody's busy doing something. It's fantastic. I'm loving where this is going actually, funny enough. I mean, money-wise, we've spent all we've done, but we've got good progress. I'm really ever so nicely surprised for sneak past him, I think. Or maybe not. That's timing. Let's have a look. Never mulched before. Ah, yes. I can indeed see that he's mulching. Slightly smaller than us, so I think we're going to need to let him do one round, otherwise we're going to be doing whatever he's doing. It is making a difference. I didn't, yeah. Oh, needs ploughing. That's not so good. Right at this moment. Yeah. I think we're going to have to take the hit for a year, which is annoying. I could... Oh, what? It's not you. Oh, has he gone onto the road? It looks like the harvester's gone on the road. Let's go and have a look. Let's go and check check this situation out. Do you know? Attacking lampposts. That's a new low, even for you workers. Right, let's do some tidy up while we're in. Let's switch as well to in-cab. I like this. Stuck in the ground. Yeah, this is definitely the header that he is to use. That's better. Let's be thorough. Let's be tight with the tree. There, not too bad. Careful, I'm just going to be clogged in the tree and I have to go well past it. I know I don't have access to this land. I'm going to go traditional working. I think should be able to walk down okay. Right, how's the orchard going? Oh, he's working heavily down there. Oh, he has. I think he's done enough for me. I think we can actually manage that. So we're going to take 15% deficits due to not ploughing. That's annoying. There is one I could buy, the Royal Christie one, but it would literally take, even as cheap and reasonable as it is at this present moment. It's one of those things. It's better to lose 15% of nothing, or 15% of something, than not to lose 15% at all. In other words, it's better to have the field and have a loss than it is not to have the field. In plain English, because it starts to get complicated with saying like that. Right, yeah, we can do 2 rounds, I think. We can do all that bottom section as well manually, so yeah, I'd sooner take a hit on something that I actually own than not take a hit on something I don't. Definitely think that's much more to my liking. At least we have the field. We can fix this in the long term when we start to get it's something we could buy knowing we're short. I did say, didn't I, that obviously we're in a unique place because I didn't think we'd have positive income at this point. I thought we'd literally be still paying the loan off, which because of the header fiasco, basically. Oh, seriously? What? Standard worker as well. This is weird. I don't understand why they. I've never seen course play so clumsy, whacking everything. Even the turning space seems awful. I just don't get it. Yeah, just go straight. Bizarre. It really is. It's just not. Mind you, they say it's plugging into the normal worker system. I've got to be honest, I keep saying this. It's so hit and miss. It really is. I wish I could sort of say, oh, I can see an improvement, but I can't. It can be spot on for 70% of a night, and then all of a sudden it goes rubbish, and they can't pathfind. It's just so unstable. I mean, at least FS19, as unreliable as the workers were, you knew how unreliable they were. You knew what they could and couldn't do. which is why I employed Courseplay for nearly everything, because it was so rubbish really. You literally had to babysit them. Courseplay, not so much, but obviously Courseplay is chosen for some reason to plug into the work assistant, which, with all its flaws, is, yeah. I can see why. One way I always sort of tried to say of Courseplay was, it's a funny old system. Courseplay was. If you ever saw that worker has completed this task, it was the thing in Courseplay, you never ignored that message, because it would crash your game if you ignored it. It literally, if you tried to jump in that tractor, once you saw that message, he's managing this quite well for saying this, he's on the limit. He's 5 horsepower under this, and this is uphill. So yeah, quite pleased with this. Yourself shortly. Let's just do a line so we know where we need to go up to. They were definitely weeds. That's nice to see. On my no man's land, I can't understand it, but since I weeded and seeded, it's almost like it's somehow knocked the weeds off for the entire map. Because the weeds are on, and yet I've just planted a... Please don't tell me that's... No, oh, seriously, that's got to be the... Dominator. Oh, you have finished, have you? So that's a figment of my imagination. In front of me, that corn. Do you know? Mind you, they've always been a bit like that. They always said that they hate triangles. The passion. Always throws them a wobbler. Just glue that tidy up down the bottom there. I like it. It's left me to do the editing. We will get that done. Hold on a minute, that wasn't pressing straw. I was trying to press. I didn't do pipe out, so what on earth are you on about? That mustn't do two things. Pleased with how quickly that this is harvested. Oh, I wish that thing had stopped wandering. Seriously? Trailer shouldn't move too much more. It's about at its full. I'm not going to be far off. I said about the same again, didn't I? Might be a little under looking at what we've got left, but not far off. I'm quite pleased. That fertilised state certainly made a difference. Mulching is done as well, and I have got to give that worker their due. They've actually done the job properly. Let's just get this done. Let's just tidy up some standard worker who seems at the minute to be far more reliable. Gets the job done. I think when a tool becomes unreliable, when it's harder to use, I mean, it's not for all jobs. I mean, I always do go to course, but for things like fertilising, something simple where it's not going to bump into something, it's fantastic. Even for mowing, I suppose. In Coursplay's defence, this is a very hilly map, and these particular fields are a very nasty shape. They really are, not to be truthful. Let's have a look at going. Let's put the angle right. Smash it. Right, let's get this. Let's get this cultivating done. Was supposed to be keeping up with the John Deere, but as you can see, with all the faffing around, jumping in and out of tractors, my work is the worst of the lot. Once he's finished, we'll get the mulcher on that field as well. Yes, I think I'd like to get these fields joined, but then I'm also going to need to redo the road somewhere else. So obviously this is... It probably won't let me do that actually, because it is a proper road. So I'm going to have to rethink about that. Obviously that would mean me buying field 22 as well, which I did always say about. Let's shift him out of the way. In fact, yeah, let's use my brain this time as well. I always say this about using the workers. I'm terrible for. I'll jump in a tractor and instead of hitting the B key for like getting the worker to work while I'm going to do something else, I just don't. Terror. Got to get into the habit of doing that. Set Courseplay going on this. I need to shift some vehicles out of the way. Create job. Yeah. And position is on me as well. Course generator. No field margin. 3 headlands. Generate. That's pretty much round and around. Right, now then let us grab harvester first. Let's get the big guy out the way. Oh. Somehow I think you've not quite finished. Somehow. Now that was a fairly easy job. It really was. So let's do it ourselves then. Team afterwards. Yes, I knew that would. That's why I didn't want to have to do that. I knew I'd only just got time to shift them both out of his way. And of course, I'm now going to be struggling. I'm going to push the John Deere out of the way. Go over his back wing. Excellent. Let's grab the John Deere. Let's zoom in. Okay, create job. Nearest target. Pretty much where you are. Go. Let's see if you can cope with that. Should be able to get past that, but they are funny about things being near them. Let's just watch. If we get blocked by... See, it's weird, sometimes like that, they're as good as that, when something's right next to another time a bale could be 10 foot away and they're terrible with it. Let's take over now. Thank you, young man. You did do a cracking job. You really did. Let's do this clean up. There's a few little bits and bobs. So, the first time I've mulched a field. Yes. Where have we got stones? That must have been from the last time. Well, we are going to roll it, so we should be... These are little stones, thankfully. Certainly shouldn't be from... well, they look like little stones to me. He's doing a good job now. Brilliant. Let's just tidy these up. Let's use the field. Let's go the right way. Yeah, there are quite a lot of stones. I'm glad we're going to roll in. This will be the first field where it's sure to get 100%. Oh no, I won't get it. We'll be getting 85 maximum. Of course I'm losing 15% because of the ploughing malarkey. Oh. Smashing. Excellent. Let's move on to the next field. Remind me, I can't remember. Planting window. Yeah, I'm waiting for next year, aren't I? I said I was going to go with... I said oats, didn't I? March, yeah. Fantastic. That's courseplay finished. We'll move him off the field. And whilst we do that, we should set a standard worker going. I should remember for once. Let's get him off the field. Now then, corn. Now, our canola is at its best price today. I'm not sure about the corn, but let's just have a good look. Prices for canola. Let's see if it's rising. And this year, let's hopefully not panic and also see what corn is. That's slightly on the field. Let's move him a little. Don't seem to be getting in the way of the corn. I did align the trailer. The trailer's got a mind of its own that it doesn't want to be aligned. Oh, do you know, that's just as bad as, especially with a trailer like this that really does. Oh, yeah, you know, heavy vehicle, yeah, a trailer full of corn, you know, coming through no matter what. No, forget it, block trailer. Yes, I can't believe how many months in we are with FS22 with all of the lots and lots of faults. I am quite disgusted with Giants, if I'm honest. I mean, I've been obviously since FS19 and this is a new low in my opinion of how long it's taking for, and not just that, they are actually making matters worse. This manual gear change problem with certain tractors is a new one that didn't exist until a couple of weeks ago, so they obviously fixed something in a silent update, but in so doing now lots of tractors cannot. You have to knock them from first to second manually. That's not. That's just not. It's just no good. Do they even know this fault exists? Do they care? It's ridiculous. The amount of errors. Do we want new vehicles, thousands of vehicles being released, or do we want the game fixing before that we release lots of content? Rocket science? Hardly. I don't get anybody, even all of the content creators I've heard go on about things have said the same thing. It's so annoying. Right, anyway. It's not going to do anything, is it? Right, canola, price. Ooh, Ortenberg, 828. Right, let's jump to that and grab it quickly. Let's have a look at corn. When is corn's high? Oh my life. Oh, actually, it goes high in June, but it's December onwards. It's not bad. December, January. So we ignore the corn. Funnily enough, we can jump straight to the train. If I can find it. Let's visit. It's higher. Where's the higher place? It's just down here, I think, isn't it? It is. Yeah. 500. Oh, they've changed it. It used to be 1,000, didn't it? So I'm paying less. Well, Giants, thank you for that. Small mercy. Now then, train. I have got to go and pick those bits and bobs up, haven't I? How is that worker doing? Yeah, not terribly impressed. No, I have no idea why all of a sudden you decided that it's a straight field. That was an easy job. How could you possibly go wrong? It says. Right. Tidy up. Let's go back. Grab our tray. Aha. Smashing. Just in time. Easier to go backwards, or are we? I think we did this last time. There's not a lot in it. I do think backwards is better. Besides which, I think going forwards last time, so it's nice to see backwards. It's to see this side of the map and the train. Yes, now that is beautiful. Aha, they're the very fields that we did. That one, and the other one on the other side, and that's 16, and there's 17. If it wasn't for the trees that I can't see a darn thing. Ooh. There we go, that's it, that's 17 over the river. Again, I can't see, so... Right, I think this is us gone. Yes! Now that's not bad. Not bad at all. Quite pleased with that. Yeah, when you've got bits and bobs all over the map. Right, let's grab you. Let's go and grab some stuff. We'll go. First of all, go and grab the errands. Windrow. I'll think of it in a minute. So, no, they're both good. that word will pop. I am determined I am not going to let this slip. It's on the tip of my brain. I hate that. It's horrible. Tedder, of course. Go on, Bennett. Yes. Go and grab the tedder first. And then we'll go up top ends and grab bits and bobs. So we'll send this work off with this. Let's go obey the one way. That's be good. On this are a little bit spongy. Right, so set destination down to the edge of. I just saw you a minute ago. Down there somewhere you are. Okay, let's jump into. In fact, yeah, let's quickly shift the Dominator. Well, we've got some time. Do the tidy up around the edges that standard workers not doing. Right. Well, we've got to go through the lower entrance. There's no way we can get through that top bit. It's way too. So, yeah, we'll wait for a decent price. Can't put the cover on there, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to literally go and stick this in the railroad silo. Well, that's looking a lot healthier than it was this morning. This should bring in at its highest. I'm not sure. It's not. Yeah, what is the? I'm not sure what the highest price is for corn, if I'm honest. Especially on hard economy, it's not good ever. Certainly not. Right, okay, let's send the AI worker then. We'll use AI to send him down to... Why can I not move the map? The map's not moving. Right, thank you. Let's try that again. Right, set destination. Train yard. It will go on that little road leading to it. I can manually take over. Okay, let's get this sorted. Wherever he left the tractor, over the far end of the field. Of course did. Of course he did. That's Murphy's Law. It's going to be bound to be the furthest point away. Actually, there's a little tiny patch to do there. Let's see a spot. Well, I'm quite pleased. The Fendt GT did a cracking job because these are not standard fields, and this is slightly under horsepower, so he managed that quite admirably. It's only 115 horses. He did do a cracking job for saying how hilly this field is. All of these fields in this area are. I mean, it is quite an extensive hill. You don't think it until you start to look. Let's see which one of them it is. So we're nearly done on this now. Yes, I'd think a bit of yard with that bit down there, and we could probably store the harvester down there in a shed. I think it'd be a smaller shed though, in keeping with the size of the bit where we can do it. But I think that's not a bad idea. So I'm still chuffed though that we've got 3 fields so quickly. Smash in, let's fold that away. And that's all the work we can do. We could actually yeah, thinking about it, we could actually manure them. We could, but we've got all winter for that. So yeah, in a rush. Fen needs a little bit of power. Let's go and see how the two workers are doing. Yeah, with a bit of fine tuning, we should be able to get 3 implements in both of those if I parked them a little bit tighter. Let's go and see how those two are doing. Oh my life, you didn't only. Seriously, you can't get this way. Oh, lovely. Excellent. Now I've got to show how absolutely amazing I am with swivel axles. Thank you for the opportunity. Now let's, for once. Oh, come on. That, you don't get much better a line than that. I mean, at what point is there in block trailer if you've got to pretty much get it spot on? It's ridiculous. It is for something like this, but it's a cracking idea. I'm in a bad mood because, yeah, everything's like this. Gear changes and it just gets on your nerves. That's not locked. No, it hasn't. Well. Okay. No block trailer then. Oh, come on. You're a 300 horsepower beast. You've got narrows on, but you've still got a lot of power. Right, let's unblock that, because that's ridiculous. It's causing more issues than if I didn't block it. Right, let's get this manually taken there. Is it best to go through the yard? I think it is actually, because that's sort of shortcut. Yeah, because this is the main farm, and obviously New Farmer is a start that tends to be looked after by the map makers. It's the most work goes into that. There's a lot of routes through the farm that are set up, that centre on the farm, so there's quite a few shortcuts that go through this. Let's see if I can remember to use the right way out though. This is the bestest way. Yeah, we need to go left here and centre corner. And see how the other John Deere's doing. Yeah, let's just see. Where did the John Deere get to? Oh, now you see the John Deere did a cracking job. Excellent. Right. Now then, let's see if we can get this to turn around so I can actually pick it up. Determined it's going to say hello to the sky. Smash in. Okay, let's see if you can find your way home as well as you found yourself there. Let's do it on the field. Just make sure. No, let's not wait because they always do that. Fiddling around, pathfinding for a minute. I always find it's never a good sign when they don't move almost instantly, although I've also equally got to say that sometimes you think they're doing absolutely nothing and 3 minutes later they will have found a path. So again, there is no rhyme or reason. You can say, oh, he's not going to do something, and you can jump in the tractor and he just starts, or she. So it is very, very hit and miss. Let's have a look from here. I need to be turning. Aha, yes I do. Right. Is that right? No, it's not. Straight over. Ah, yes, thinking about it, this comes out. I'm not, as I think I said this a couple of sessions ago, not 100% with the map yet, but I do remember this comes out at the biogas. In fact, isn't this the left turn we need here? It is. It's just like the little service road. Yay! Beginning to know some of the routes. That's all I'm going to say. Now this is ever so tight through here for this tractor. If this had got its big tyres on, I think it would struggle to get in this at all. You'd be like scrunching against the sidewalls, I think. Yes, we shall see. Keep our eyes open on corn in the coming months, definitely. Nearly 20 tonnes, not bad. Not for such small fields, and obviously one of them was totally unfertilised, so yeah. Fantastic. Now we could, thinking about this, we could leave this down here. So we are quite close to where we need to grab our equipment. We're going to need that for a while, and it's not going to take as long to come down and fetch that, so. The trouble is, with things like baling equipment, there's often baling contracts. So, yes, am I best to do that? Screw you. Excellent. There was no faffing around with that or denying the fact that they did a cracking job. Right, so we've just got the baler and the windrower over at the other side now. I think. Not bad. Right, grass equipment. Stick that over there. It's not much. This is more like double layering. You can put one thing behind another, so yeah, it's not really much. Put lots of things here. Right. I think it's a smaller session, but it's probably about. It's weird with my sessions. I tend to think to do things where jobs, you get a job done or you get two jobs done, and sometimes the job dictates that obviously it takes a certain amount of time, so my sessions tend to be a little bit longer. This seems to be not a bad place to leave it for once. Yeah, I think we will. For once we should be sensible. We've achieved quite a lot. We have mulched and cultivated those two fields. They're ready to rock and roll. This one's still nicely growing. I suppose the one thing we could do is we could sleep through till tomorrow. Let's do it till 9 though. Just trying to see. Yeah, we've sold the canola. That's the number one important thing. Just wanted to see if the grass grew, is my point, because it says it does in November, so that is, November was yesterday, so technically the grass should be on second growth stage. Oh, then we are going to need the baler, aren't we? Might be cheaper to lease a baler wrap, and that's wait, because the growth wave might take a little bit of time. I can see it coming through. Oh, is that snow? I can see it sweeping through, and no, that's them liming. Right, looks like this is it. It's still stuck on first growth stage, not second. Right, so this is what we've got to do this month. As long as it doesn't snow anytime soon, we should get this cut. It's not going to produce an awful lot of bales, but it's still money. It really is. Oh, let's have a look at my favourite time of the day. 17.8 metres, 340 horsepower. We're a long way from that. That we could manage. We've got a baler. excavator we've already got. So no, yes, that looks like it's going to absolutely chuck it down with something. Right, so next session, cut the grass to produce a few bales. Yeah, I'm really unsure. I think I think, to be honest, because of the size of the bales, we'll go for the giant bales. We will. I will probably get only one or two out of this entire field anyway, which then, yeah, we could, I suppose, put the grass bales into the shed. I think pop them in here and leave them till one of our... That's a point. If you grab one of your own bales when you're on a baling contract for Baler Rapid, if we lease and borrow some, does it care if you drop a couple of bales that weren't off the thing? Does it know? What I mean is I could Baler Wrap on the back of a contract with those 2 bales we're going to produce and just do grass, just to save us a bit of money. I know it's a bit naughty, but sometimes you've got to do these things. I'm sure any farmer, if you said I'll pay for the wrapping, could I stick 2 of my bales in, especially in a small area like this, knowing you're a small starting farmer? I would imagine most farms, if you're willing to pay your thing and you're also doing a contract for them, I can't imagine them really saying no. Well, I suppose certain grumpy farmers may say no, but yeah, I think it's quite possible that's a yes. Anyway, no more waffling. We know what we're doing next time. It didn't grow, so it was telling me total porcupines about it growing in November, because that's exactly the same. Or is it? Or did it grow? It's hard to see. Maybe it did, actually. That does perhaps look slightly longer. No, I'm sure setting growth stages where it's just a slightly different green and the same size as fully grown, almost. So to me that looks like first growth stage. But anyway, whatever it is, we're going to cut it. Oh, missed a few bits and bobs. Tuts. Right, anyway, yeah, that's for next session. I'm quite chuffed with this one. 20,159. That's 3 times the amount of money that we had before. We have mulched for the first time in the history of farm, in fact since the very beginning of Farming Simulator. So yes, quite chuffed with that. We shall plant in the spring, very late end of the year. Yeah, these are, wow, these fields really have got some contours. Yeah, there's not much we can do, is there, thinking about it, because we've got a proper road here. Even going through here, you've got this road. So, to be honest, the only 2 fields you can actually join together are these 2. If, of course, you owned both, which is the plan in time. But yeah, then I suppose... Yeah, but that does make that awkward. It really does. Because of that road. I think the only option we've got is really either chickens or a yard here, or a bit of both for this section to make it into a bit of a more of a square bit at the top. I think that's probably the best way to go, so I can't really do as much as I would have liked. Anyway, I am waffling now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're going to continue on this journey with me, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.